If you're struggling to get sales on Etsy, then watch this video. We've all been there. You think you've made the perfect product, you've got the perfect title, you've crafted the perfect description, but the sales, the views, they say otherwise. In today's video, I'm going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes Etsy sellers make when it comes to getting seen on the platform. And make sure you watch till the very end, because the 5th and final tip is what I believe drives the most conversions and sales to your store. Okay, so starting off, we've got poor SEO optimization. This is one of the most important things you need to get right with Etsy. So your title, your tags, your description, they have to be SEO optimized. Think of Etsy as a search engine rather than a sales platform. Put yourself in your customer's shoes and what they would type in when they're trying to find your product. To show you how important SEO is, I'm going to show you 2 listings now. One listing which is optimized for SEO and one listing that's not optimized for SEO. I'm going to show you the sales data, what to avoid, what to include, and what really makes a difference to your listings. Okay, so if we look at this listing here, this is a listing that I believe is optimized for SEO. So if you look at their title, they've got cat bauble, cat gift, short hair lover. They really know who they're targeting with this product, and they've used a combination of different keywords for what a buyer might search for. One thing I would recommend is splitting the title up with commas and capital letters, just so it's a bit easier on the eye and you can kind of consume the information a lot easier. And if we look at the description of this product, you can see again they're using keywords that are relating back to the title, so that's helping them rank higher up in search. And then if we use the EverBee extension and analyze the listing, you can see the tags they're using, they all relate back to the title, back to the description. So the title, the tags, the description, they're all coming together to help this seller rank high in search. And the good thing about EverBee, it kind of tells you if a tag is worth using. It tells you the search volume versus the competition. So you can really gauge that if it's a tag that you want inside of your listing. I will leave a link to EverBee in the description of this video. It's quite useful for analysing listings and finding out what works well and what to avoid. So EverBee ranks keywords with a colour indicator. So they've got red, orange and green. Red indicates that it's probably hard to rank for, while green indicates it's a good keyword to use. So what you want to do, you kind of just want to find a good balance where it's orange, green, orange, orange. You don't want to target a red, red keyword. I do recommend including kind of a mixture of all of them, but don't make it too red heavy, because as your store grows over time and you get more and more sales, you will find yourself begin to rank for the more competitive tags. Okay, so now I want to take a look at an Etsy listing that needs a little bit more work. So you can see straight away it's got a very short title, so pretty much the seller is banking on these 4 words being used in the search when finding the product. So if I were making this title, I'd reword it to something like plumber business card template, customizable Canva design for plumbing professionals, modern and professional layout, something like that. So that way you're targeting a lot more keywords, there's more chance it would be found in search. So if we analyse this listing with EverBee, you can see it's only got 79 views and it's been active for 17 months, 0 sales in total. Go down to the tags, they're using no tags, so it's no surprise really that this listing is failing because it's not optimized for SEO one bit. Okay, so moving on to the second problem which could be causing low Etsy traffic and no sales is unattractive product photos and bad thumbnails. So again, I'm going to show you 2 listings, a good example, a bad example, so you can see the difference. Okay, so I'm going to use this listing here for an example of an Etsy listing with good product photos. So as you can see, they've got 10 photos and a short video. The photos are absolutely packed with information. The customer knows exactly what they're getting. Another thing I like, they use the same colours. They use like kind of the pastel green, pastel pink. They work really well together. So they're nice and easy on the eye. Very readable, can consume the information very easily. And if you go on their shop, you know, it's no surprise they've got nearly 5,000 sales. And another thing I really like about this shop, their thumbnails. Now, a lot of Etsy sellers, they go wrong with their thumbnails because they use the wrong photo size when they're listing. So what you want to do is make sure your thumbnail is 2000 pixels by 2000 pixels. That way you're working with a square, which means none of the information will be cut off on your thumbnail. Now, another tip I want to throw in here is always include videos to your listings. This is because Etsy listings with videos can rank higher in search, according to Google. I don't know if it's true or not because Etsy haven't actually said anything about it themselves, but there's no harm in trying. I always include a video in my listings, and mine seem to rank pretty good. So yeah, always include a video in your listing. Now, the video doesn't have to be anything crazy. So for me, I include the same video in all my listings. I sell print-on-demand t-shirts, and the video I include, it's a simple fit video of how the t-shirts fit. It's from a customer that tagged us on TikTok. Works really well because the customer knows exactly how the product is meant to fit. Okay, so now I'd like to show you an Etsy listing which has bad photos and converts poorly. As you can see, 50 views, 3 months, 0 sales. So this listing here, it's only got 2 photos, which is problem number 1. Problem number 2, it's a piece of clothing and there's no size guide, so how are you meant to know how the item fits? Another thing I don't like about it, they're using an AI generated mockup. Now, Etsy is a platform which is kind of built on the foundations of people buying from other people. So I feel like buyers on Etsy don't really like to see clothes wearing AI mockups wearing clothes, because that's just not real. That's a computer image. Another thing this listing needs, it needs a video, because as I just mentioned, videos help you rank higher. So yeah, overall, I think this listing right here, it needs a lot of work, and that is reflected in the sales. Another reason you could be getting low sales on your Etsy store is because you're inconsistent on the platform. Etsy, without a doubt, rewards people who are consistent, that show up each and every day. So me personally, I like to do something on my Etsy store every single day, whether that's uploading a new item, replying to messages, or marking orders as shipped and adding tracking. Be active on your Etsy store every day and you will see growth. And by being consistent on your Etsy store, you'll also hit the goals needed to receive the Star Seller badge. Now, as you can see at the minute, I don't actually have the Star Seller badge because my speedy replies dropped off last month. But you can't always be a star seller, and that's why your badge can get taken off you. But as you can see, this month I've pulled it around 100% message response rate, 100% on-time dispatch, and a 4.9 average review rating with 0 open cases. So getting this Star Seller badge, it kind of builds trust between you as a seller and the buyer, because when the buyer comes onto your store, they can see you've got the Star Seller badge, they can see you've got fast replies, they see that you get the orders out on time, and they can see that your reviews are really high. So it just gives them a lot of confidence when they're coming over to your store and making a purchase. Now, the fourth reason you could be struggling for sales on your Etsy store is because there's a lack of demand for your product. While it might be a great product that you've made, there's no demand for it. And the best way to see if there's demand for a product, we're going to use the EverBee extension once again. So what you can do inside of EverBee is there's a section called keyword research, and this will essentially help you find out if a product is worth selling or not. So for example, I'm going to type in stocking filler, and this will tell you the search volume versus the competition, as well as giving all the keywords a score, so you know if those keywords are worth targeting in your tags or not. So when I'm making a new product, I like to use the EverBee keyword research tool just to see if the product's worth selling, if it's worthwhile my time making it, or if I'm just completely wasting my time. And the keyword research tool is also good for filtering down your tags. I like to use it to find words that are commonly misspelt. So for example, we've typed in stocking filler here, and you can see there's things like stocking file, stock filler there. You've got stocking filler as one word. It's coming up as yellow for the volume and green for the competition. So yeah, just use the keyword research tool to find out if your product is worth selling, pretty much. And the fifth and final reason why your Etsy sales might be low is because there's a lack of offers on your store. Now, people who shop online love an offer, That's why it's essential that you have coupons and offers available on your Etsy store. So I'm going to go into my Etsy store now and show you how important offers have been for my store. So if we take a look at my all-time Etsy stats, you'll see I've had 1,000 abandoned baskets, which is equal to nearly £21,000 in lost revenue. However, I was able to recapture a couple of these buyers because I've got sales and discounts activated on my Etsy store. So if we take a look at the abandoned basket offer, I give my customers a 10% discount code with the code comeback if they abandon a basket. Now, this email is automatically sent out and it's set to expire 60 days after it's sent. So there's a lot of room there for the customer to come back and use the discount. Other sales and discounts I like to run, I like to have encourage bigger orders on. Now, I usually set this at 25% and have it so if they buy 2 or more items, they get 25% off. And you might think 25% is a lot to lose on a sale, but you've got to think, if a customer's buying 2 items at once, you're combining the postage there and saving money on the postage. So although you're losing 25% on the sale, you're saving money on the postage. So you're not actually losing 25%, but it looks like an enticing offer for the customer. So I recommend having the encourage bigger orders enabled on your store. Other offers I like to use is the thank you email and the favorited item email. And other than that, I just like to take advantage of Black Friday deals, things like that, Christmas. So as you can see on my store, I activated a Black Friday deal on the 19th of November. I believe it's the 27th of November today, so that's been running for 8 days and it's generated £260 in sales, $341. So yeah, take advantage of sales and discounts on your Etsy store and you can't really go wrong. So those are my top 5 Etsy mistakes to fix on your Etsy store. I hope you found value in this video, and if you did, please do consider subscribing and dropping a like, as I'll be posting plenty more Etsy content in the future.